Hello everyone. Welcome to Karnataka LMS Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. This is regarding the subject of organizational behavior for the second semester BBM student, management student. I'm Ranjita Abiyar. Today I have come out with the topic that is types and sources of attitude. So first we'll concentrate before the sources of audit, that is types of attitude. So for positive attitude, negative attitude, neutral attitude, and second attitude. Let me study one by one. What is positive attitude? This is one type of attitude in the organization behavior. One needs to understand how much positive attitude it takes to keep the work moving and progressing. It basically means that keeping a positive mindset and thinking about the greater good, no matter whatever the circumstances, are a positive attitude. Circumstances are. A positive attitude has many benefits which affect out other kinds of behavior in a good way. The negative attitude. A negative attitude is something that each and person should avoid, because seeing every gray shades in everything is called as negative attitude. The people who are with the negative attitude find a way out of tough situation by running away from it. They always avoid the problems and they run away from the problems, and always see the negative sides. So and they leave a bad effect on the person, on another person. So that is negative attitude. Neutral attitude, that mindset is a neutral when there is they don't show any interest in anything. They wait for others to help them. They generally have a lazy attitude towards everything. They will be very lazy in life. They are very often, they are unemotional. They don't take up anything serious in their life. They don't think they don't think about anything, and they don't care for themselves. They never feel the need to change themselves. This attitude is called as neutral attitude. Then second attitude. This has the caliber to destroy every image that comes in connection with a positive image. They turn the positive mindset people into negative. It's very destructive, disconstructive attitude, and often reflects the mind's negativity. They always be very negative and they make others negative. So they are often difficult to be mended because the attitude is deep rooted within one's personality. So this is very problematic attitude. So now let us understand and come to know what are the sources of attitude. The central idea running through the process of attitude formation is that the thoughts, fallings, and tendencies to behave are acquired or learned gradually. So direct personal attitude through personal experience, association, and the social learning. It are components and sources of the attitude. So first we'll concentrate on direct personal experience. A person's direct experience with the attitude object determines his attitude towards it. The personal experience of an individual, whether it is favorable or unfavorable, will affect his attitude deeply. These attitudes, which are based on personal experience, are difficult to change. For example, an individual joins a new job, which is recommended to him by his friend. But when he joins the job, he finds his work repetitive, superiors too tough, and co-workers are not so cooperative. He would develop a negative attitude towards his job because the quality of his direct experience with the job is negative. Then, next one, association. Sometimes an individual come across a new attitude object which may be associated with an old attitude object. In such case, the attitude towards the old attitude object may be transferred towards the new attitude object. For example, if a new worker remains most of the time in the company of a worker who is in a good books of the supervisor and towards whom the supervisor has a positive attitude, the supervisor is likely to develop a favorable attitude towards the new worker also. So this is because of the association. Next, family and peer groups. Attitudes like values are acquired from parents, teachers, and peer group members. In our early years, we begin modeling our attitude, often those we admire, respect, or maybe even fear. We observe the way our family and friends behave, and we shape our attitudes and to align with theirs. We do so even without being told to do so, and even without having direct experience. Similarly, attitudes are acquired from peer groups in colleges and organizations. For example, if the right things to visit Hot Millions or Domino's, you are likely to hold that attitude. If your parents support one political party without being told to do so, you automatically start favoring that party. That is family and peer groups. Then neighborhood. The neighborhood in which we live has certain cultural facilities, religious groupings, and ethnic differences. Further, it has people who are neighbors. These people may be northerns, southerns, etc. The people belong to different cultures, have different attitudes, and some of these we accept and some of these we deny and possibly rebel. The conformity or rebellion in some aspects is the evidence of the attitudes we hold. Then, economic status and occupations. The economic status and the occupational position of the individual also affect his attitude formation. Our socio-economic background influences our present and future attitudes. Research findings have shown that unemployment disturbs former religious and economic values. Children of professional class tend to be conservatives. Respect for the law of the country associated with increased years of higher education. Next one, social learning. Attitudes are also learned from others, as for example, from parents, teachers, superiors, models, etc. An individual may learn by having contact with others or even watching models over the TV. In fact, social learnings make it possible for a person to develop attitudes towards something even when he has no direct experience of the attitude object. For example, an unemployed person entering the job market for the first time may be favorably disposed towards a government job because others in the society have such an attitude towards government job. The social learning is conveyed. Next one, mass communication. Attitudes are generally less stable as compared to values. Advertising messages, for example, attempt to alter the attitude of the people towards a certain product or service. For example, if the people at Hyundai Santro can get you to hold a favorable feeling towards their cars, that attitude may lead to a desirable behavior. Then you also purchase a Santro car. That is mass communication. Next one, needs. Because needs differ and also vary over time, people can develop different attitude towards the same object at different points in their life. During college days, you may have a positive feeling towards a two-wheeler. But once you've grown up and once you attain the maturity and after the middle age, in the middle age, you may prefer cars. So that's the needs. It differs over time. Then selective perception. We have seen that people operate on their personal interpretation of reality. Therefore, the way of people interpret information about products, stores, and so on affects their attitudes. The last one, personality. Personality is another factor influencing how people process their direct experiences with object. So these are the sources of attitude. With this, I end this session. Thank you for watching. Thank you.